I'll tell you, oh, okay. It's now streaming live, so I'm just going to minimize this. Okay, I guess we are live. So hello, everyone. This is a new platform for me, so we're using Zoom instead of Be Live, and I love Zoom, but it's just a little new. So thanks for bearing with me on this last couple interviews we've done. But anyway, I'm so glad you're here. My name is Lisa Mizels. I'm your host tonight, and I'm the host of the Expert Interview Series. I'm also the founder of Unleash Your Mojo Online and the creator of the Empowered Living Show. And I am really excited to bring you this interview series. We've been going on for a couple weeks now, and throughout the week, I have several interviews with guest experts that give you one strategy or one strategy or tip that will get you an instant result if you implement it. And that's where a lot of people get stuck, is in the implementation stage. So I thought this would be a really great thing to have guests speak about towards the end of the year here, because we're heading into 2018. And just by taking one little step forward, you know, every time you hear one of these guests, listen to them, implement what they say, and you will be farther ahead than you even knew about, than you will even, that you can even imagine by the time we hit 2018. So without further ado, let me introduce my guest, Kay Sanders. Kay, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm excited to hear about what you have to say, because I know Kay and I have talked offline, and we have a lot in common. And so she has, you know, of course, everybody has their own unique little twist to how they do things. And so I'm really excited because she's going to be sharing about the mindset to success, how to get unstuck and go for success. And she's going to be talking about EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, and she'll tell you all about that stuff. But this is how you can get rid of those little gremlins and eliminate the self-sabotage for forever. I mean, with this technique, you can get rid of all that stuff. So let me just tell you a little bit about Kay's background, and then we'll jump right in. So Kay is an intuitive business coach. She's a best-selling author and the creator of Possibilities. Kay helps conscious entrepreneurs find that missing piece to making their business a huge success so they can make a big impact in the world and create more freedom in their life. Kay incorporates her gifts to help her clients create a strong mindset and implement effective systems and strategies in order to design and create the business of their dreams. Her motto is, "Everything is possible." I love that. And she also heavily incorporates into her own business and with her clients to help them see all the amazing possibilities in life. Kay truly believes that everyone not only deserves, but also has the ability to live a fulfilling life full of success and possibilities. Welcome. I'm so glad to talk to you. I'm excited to hear all of the stuff that you have to tell us. So
I'm very excited to share whatever you want me to share. I'll share it.
Okay, great. Well, let's start by telling the listeners your big why, because I think the why is really important, especially if people aren't going deep enough with their why. Sometimes it doesn't motivate us or drive us forward if we just go on the surface level of, well, it's because I want to help somebody, or it's, you know. So tell us a little bit about your why.
Okay, so my why is really my 12-year-old son. Well, 13. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I forgot his age. Oh my God, I hope he's not watching.
Don't forget that.
I know, right? My 13-year-old son, he's really, you know, what's been driving me. I mean, I'm from Germany. When I came here, my ex, he dropped us, he left us like 2 months after. And it was a big struggle. And I always had a desire to have my own business again. Back in Germany, I had my own business. I was a nail tech and I was doing pretty good. And then when I came here, he left us. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? And I really had that desire. I wanted to give my son a really good life. I mean, it's just me and him here. So I really want to be able to travel to Germany and do all these things. I mean, I haven't made it back yet, but it's on my to-do list. Yeah. But, you know, he's really been my driving force. I mean, if it wouldn't be for him, I don't think I would be alive today no more. I was going through hell and back. But he's been really my biggest why. And also, I always had that drive to really want to help people. And especially, I see so many people that really settle for what they have. They don't really go for more. They think it's not possible for them. But because of my own struggles that I've gone through, I really realized that anything is possible. I mean, I'm from Germany. If you would have told me 10 years ago that I would be sitting here today talking to you, being online, being seen, being a best-selling author, I would have told you you're crazy and I would have laughed at you. But it's because of that big drive that I had to really make a big difference in my son's life, in my own life, and really show people that, what, I am more than what I thought I was. So that's really my biggest why. And like you mentioned earlier, a lot of people don't have a big why, and that's really what holds a lot of people back. Yeah. And that's why that is also part of my big why, is to show them that anything is possible. That's why I call myself, the creator of possibilities, because I like to show people what is truly possible for them, because anything is possible. I mean, there's infinite possibilities available to us. It's just like being open to that, allowing ourselves to see that and then really do whatever we need to do to make it happen, because it is possible. So that's really my big why, is really making that difference in my son's lives, my own life, and other people's lives.
I love that, because it's so true. Some people think that success is for other people. It's not for them. Or the big life is for other people. It's not for them. So don't even try. I'm not in that category, or whatever the beliefs are that we have, that we grew up with, that society, kind of our environment, the people we've been around have impacted us to create those feelings and thoughts and beliefs. And it's not true. I think I believe you. I mean, that's my belief as well, is that anybody it's our divine right to have whatever we want. And it's just figuring out in the human part of us, in the humanness of it all, how to get past the belief systems that keep us stuck. So that's, exactly what you're going to be talking about. So let's dig into your strategy that will help people get, an instant result in their business.
Well, EFT has really been had made the biggest impact on my own life, because like we talked about earlier, like you mentioned, like with those, those self-beliefs, those limiting beliefs, the self-doubt, that is something that is ingrained deep inside. Because I mean, when we're born, we're blank. We're like, white sheet of paper, nothing there. And then we grow up learning all these things. So if, for example, you grow up in a very poor family, or you don't really have that much money, or your parents always fight around money and say, we can't afford this. This is something that you turn into your own truth. It is a belief that you picked up. Growing up, you learn that money is hard to make. You have to work really hard to make money, and it's very hard to be successful. And that really, it is not true. It is a lie, but you made it your truth because that's what you grew up. You learned that as you were growing up. So today, when you're trying to really become successful, you mentioned earlier that people think that success is for other people. And that often happens, is where where people really think, oh, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. This is not in it for me. That's other people do that, but not me. That is all just a belief. It is our self-made illusion and self-made limitations that we live by. But if you take all that out, if you really take all of those beliefs out, I mean, you can do anything that you want. And with EFT, you can do that, because all of those beliefs, they're ingrained in our cellularly body. I can't ever say that stupid word, but it is really ingrained deep inside of us. And it's one thing to use affirmations and say, yes, I'm successful. But deep down, your subconscious mind says, you're crazy. You're not. This is never going to happen. Exactly. And the only way you can really release that is by really digging deep in, and with EFT, you can really do that, because anything negative any belief has a negative charge that you're holding deep inside of you. And with EFT, you're basically releasing that. You're taking out the negative. You're taking out the trash, like I also like to call it, those inner gremlins, those limiting beliefs, self-doubts, and all of those different things that really hold you back. And once you take it out, then you can reprogram your mind with those positive affirmations, because you can't just put on positive on top of all the negative, because it's not, positive and negative doesn't match. So you have to take it out first and then put in the good, put in the positive. So if you're using EFT regularly, that's the key, because those beliefs that you have, you didn't just pick them up by hearing them once.
Right.
That is something you learn. I mean, I'm 38, so all the things that I had learned is 30 years of learning. Okay. Yeah. And it takes time to release all that and to put in the good. So when it comes to EFT, if you're doing EFT, you got to really do it every single day. I mean, there's certain EFT tapping sequences that I use every single day. Like one of the big ones was around money, just being open to receiving more money, or being good enough. That is one thing that a lot of people have a hard time with is, I don't feel good enough. I can't do this. Even though I've been doing this for many years, I'm still not good enough. Or just, asking for the money, allowing people to pay you for your services. That is a big thing. And another one is really fear of success. Mm-hmm. And you might think, why would anyone be afraid of success? But if you think about it, when you're becoming successful, your life is going to change. You're going to be on a whole other level. People are going to look at you differently. They're going to just watch for you just to make one mistake so they can say, haha, I told you so. You shouldn't have done that. They're just waiting for you to fail. So all these people have expectations. They might want you to become a speaker or something like that, or write a book. And you're like, oh my God, I can't do this. And these are the fears that hold a lot of people back. So they might think they might be doing all the things that are supposed to be doing to market themselves, to market their business, but they still don't get the traction. And that's because of those beliefs, those illusions that we live by, like, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, oh my God, what if I become successful? And if you implement EFT and you do this every single day and really focus on the things, and the key is you got to be honest with yourself. And that's where a lot of people, that's where they don't dig deep enough. I mean, usually I say, don't go into the past is the past. But when it comes to really uncovering what is truly holding you back, you got to dig as deep as you can. I mean, really deep, because once you really realize what is holding you back, then you can release it. But the thing is, when you dig deep, you got to be brutally honest to yourself. And that is the hard part, because we really don't like to know how, I don't want to say messed up, because we're not messed up, but how much trash we have to dig through, to release. Yeah. So that's really, it requires, you got to be brutally honest with yourself and really realize, what, yes, this is my belief. This is just a lie. I'm not like this. I can become successful. And then really implementing EFT and really releasing all of those limiting beliefs or self-doubts and anything that's holding you back, that will really set you up for amazing success.
Yeah, no, that's, I want to have you demonstrate it in just a minute, but going back to what we were talking about, initially, which is, we are formed by our environment, by the people around us, and as we were growing up. Now, some of these stories that we tell ourselves, beliefs, or things that we have that are holding us back, we don't know what they are because they're buried. They're in the subconscious mind. They're not really even alive within us. We don't remember. We don't know. So how do you get that deep? How do you go deep?
Well, it's really one of the strategies that I like to teach my clients is I call it the timeline strategy. I mean, some people, they use it, it's similar to like the timeline therapy or something like that. But basically what I have my clients do is really go from when they were born, really take time out, lock yourself in a room, you listen to some meditation music and really think far back, and anything that comes up that still bothers you. For example, your sister took your lollipop away and you're super mad about that, just something like that. If you can think about it and you got that little, that little twitch, that is something that you need to work on. And really, it's like an onion. You take one layer back and then something else comes up, and then you do another one. So when it comes to the inner work, it's not something that you do in 1 week and then you're done with it. This is going to be a consistent, approach. Like, you have to do this like constantly. It's like a lifelong thing. You're never going to be completely at ease. And I don't want to say completely at ease, but you're never going to be done, because something always comes up. When you're trying to up level your business, something is going to come up. Limiting beliefs come up. So when it comes to that, it's like an ongoing process. But what you start is really look at your life from as early as you can go. Like if you can think of something when you're first born, then you 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and really work your way up to where you're at right now, to your age level now, and really write down everything that comes up.
That's a long day.
Well, I would say start maybe like 30 minutes to an hour, because you're not going to get everything right away. When I did it the first time, I spent I think about an hour on it. And I mean, I had a bunch of pages, but then when I went back, more stuff came up, because when I cleared that, then more stuff came up. You know, I also like another thing is called the Ho'oponopono method. So I use that. So you're laughing, so I think you know what I'm talking about. But you know, you can do different things, but it's really, when you write this stuff down, you write down everything that comes to mind, and then you take a break. I'm not saying, you know, just sit there all day long and do everything. It's really piece by piece. I mean, you know what they say about how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. It's the same thing with uncovering your inner gremlins. You just do it one piece at a time, because it can be very emotional. I mean, I remember I had a day, I was just writing all that stuff down, and then I hit a nerve, and I just like start crying. So it can happen, but that's the good thing though. You want to allow that to come up, even during EFT. Now I got your scratch in the throat. Even with EFT, what can happen is that you just start crying in between. But that's a good thing, because that is the negative energy that you're holding on to. So whenever you do any kind of deep mindset work, or really digging deep in what's holding you back, let it happen. I mean, lock yourself in your room and really take that time for yourself, because this is the time that you're giving yourself to really let go of all that. Because if you really want to move forward in your life, in your business, whatever is really where you're feeling stuck at, give yourself that time and really dig deep in what is holding you back. Because afterwards, you're going to be so grateful to yourself that you gave yourself that time. Because once you release it, it's like heavy weight was lifted off your shoulders. You're going to feel so much better. And that's because you gave yourself that time to really dig deep into what is holding you back, and then allowing yourself to really release it. Because that's another thing, is it's one thing to know what's holding you back, but then you have the choice. Are you going to keep it, or are you going to release it? Sometimes you might want to hold on to something because it makes you feel safe. It protects you in one way or another. So you may not be ready right now to let go of that, but that is your choice. You can choose to hold on to it, or you can choose to let it go. I mean, you might not be ready right now, but you might be ready, a couple of weeks, or maybe you have to release some other stuff first before you can tackle this one thing that you're not ready to let go of right now. And oftentimes it's also when you're digging deep, you might not ready to open like a Pandora's box and really dig deep. But just be gentle with yourself and allow yourself to go as deep as you feel comfortable with, and be okay with if not much comes up. But you can always go back and just dig a little deeper, and just like I said, it's a continuous process to get to where you want to be.
Yeah. Now, just briefly, can you explain what Ho'oponopono is, since we mentioned that?
Oh, shoot, I shouldn't have said that, huh? Okay, Ho'oponopono, it's a very difficult word to say, but it is a Hawaiian method to also release negative energy. I find EFT more subtle when it comes to releasing energy, but basically it is 4 phrases. What you do is you think of, that's another thing that I teach my clients when we go over the timeline strategy. Whatever they write down, they can either use EFT or they can use the Ho'oponopono. You basically say, it's I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. I gotta look at my cheat sheet. Yeah. But that's what you say continuously. You can also use that when you do meditation. You can just say that over and over and over again, because basically what you're doing is you're wiping your slate clean. So you want to get to, the way I learned it in training was, imagine a whiteboard, and at birth everything is white, but now you have all that scribble stuff on there, and with the Ho'oponopono prayer, basically you wipe all that clean. So what I do have my clients do is, when they write down a phrase, so for example, let's go back to, your sister stole your lollipop and you're really mad about that. What you can do is you can really tune into that feeling and then say that phrase, I'm sorry. No, it's I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. And it's not so much that you're forgiving her or that other person. It's just you're just letting it go. You're just releasing it into a light, into the divine, into source, or whatever you want to call it. But it's you releasing that negative energy, and that is so important, because if you hold on to that, that is what that's your inner gremlin right there. That negative energy, that is one of your inner gremlins that's running your show, that is sabotaging your success, that's sabotaging how much money you allow yourself to make. So with Ho'oponopono, you can release that. The same with EFT, is just releasing the negative energy that you're holding inside of you and just letting it go. Say, bye-bye, I don't want you no more. Bye. Here's your eviction notice. Don't come back no more.
So lead us through a very simple EFT, just a round demonstration of it.
Do you have a specific topic you want me to
let's go with either I'm not good enough or I'm afraid of success, because I think those are real common. I'm not good enough is very common.
Okay, so what you can do is, so it starts out, let me pull my camera down so you can actually see a little bit more. So you start out with here, it's called a karate chop point. So basically you tap on here while you say a setup phrase. So you said you want to do the afraid of success. So I would say, even though I'm afraid of success, I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid to become successful, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid to become successful, I know this is holding me back. In a way, I want to become successful, but it is so scary because I don't know what's going to happen. People might judge me. People might have expectations. And even though this is holding me back, I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself. Then you start right here. This is going to be the sequence. I'm so afraid of success.
Should I be doing this with you?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, usually what you would do is, when I do the sequence, I slow down enough so people can repeat after me. But, even now, I mean, it's going to stretch it too long. So, I mean, you can just tap with me and it's going to help you as well. So, okay, hold on. Where am I at? I'm so afraid to become successful. What if people judge me? I don't want people to judge me. They might want what I will have. I'm so afraid to become successful. I'm just going to do a short one. And then this is another one. It's like right where the bra is at. I choose to release this fear. I choose to become successful. Success doesn't have to be frightened. Success doesn't have to be uncomfortable. I choose to allow myself to become successful. I choose to feel comfortable about becoming successful. Success is just like a new shoe that I can get used to. I choose to become successful. And so it is. And then usually you would take like a deep breath, like one or two times, just to take a deep breath and then release it. Usually what I do is, when it comes to EFT, is go a lot deeper. Usually one EFT round is about 10-15 minutes, where I really dig a lot deeper. I mean, right now it's just like very, very surface based. Yeah. But basically you really want to tap on the negative feelings, and then when you release it, then really tap in the good. With 2 rounds is a little hard to do, but you really want to hit that nerve. Is what I like to do with my clients is first figure out what are they feeling about success. Where does it feel in their body? What exactly are they feeling? And then from there, I use their words on, because that's theirs. I mean, my feelings about success is completely different than theirs. So, but you want to really release that and then tap in the good. How do you want to feel about success? Like I mentioned with, it's just like a new shoe that you can get used to, and, allowing yourself to become successful. That's the key. You need to allow yourself to become successful and feel comfortable about that. But basically, I mean, I have a bunch of videos on YouTube that also, about success and those type of things. But that's basically what you would do is you can also do it very, very simple. It's just tap one round. I'm very uncomfortable about success. I'm afraid of success. And you do all these different meridians. You touch those with just that one phrase, and then you tap into good. I choose to become successful. I choose to become successful, and just do that. So then you don't have to necessarily go that deep into the feeling, but just doing that, it's going to be beneficial as well.
Okay, I just have a couple more questions. We're almost out of half an hour. Oops. It's been fun. So my question is, when you're doing the karate chop, is there a certain are you saying a certain sequence of words, or what is the point of initiating the tapping?
What you do, it's called a setup phrase. So you start out, even though ... like, even though I'm afraid to become successful, I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself. So basically, you're stating what is bothering you. You're stating that negative statement, but then you say, even though I feel this way, I still accept myself.
Right.
Because you don't just want to talk negative, and then you're going to feel pretty crappy afterwards. So when you also use the phrase that even though I feel like this, I still love and accept myself. So, doing that 3 times really just sets up everything.
Okay. So 3 times on the karate chop. And then as you're going through the different areas, you are just releasing whatever comes up, whatever negative feelings come up. And then you want to circle back with the positive. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Usually I do a couple of rounds of just focusing on the negative. I usually throw in some positive in between, but usually what I do is really focus the first half really on all the negative, and then really infuse it with the positive, and then really going into, okay, now let's do the positive. Because you need to release the negative first before you can put in the positive. And sometimes when you want to finish here. Yeah, you can do another phrase, or I like to close it with, and so it is. So it's completely up to you how you want to do it, either a different phrase, a positive phrase, or just, and so it is. So sometimes I do both.
Perfect.
It really depends what other things come to mind while I'm doing it, while I'm in the zone.
Right. This has been good. No, it's really good too, because I know, well, I tap, but some people don't know exactly what it is or what it does, so this has been really great. And also the Ho'oponopono prayer is, I mean, that is just so powerful. I don't even know how it works, but it's super powerful.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of wrap your head around how exactly does it work, but it does. I mean, when it comes to the mindset work, it's like combining different strategies to really get all the results. I mean, I don't just focus just on EFT. I have EFT and all kind of other ones. Maybe I overdo it with personal development, but I'm a junkie.
Well, and it's whatever people need, right? So whatever your clients need is what they get. I'm assuming.
Exactly.
So what kind of exciting things do you have? Anything coming up you want to share with people?
Actually, yes, I am getting certified as an Akashic Record consultant. So I'm going to do that. That's going to help me tap even deeper with my clients to really, on a soul level, help them release their inner gremlins. So I'm super excited about that. Another thing,
a whole other interview, because I have lots of questions about that.
Okay. We need to talk about that. But that, and then I am really, stepping. My next goal is to really set foot on stage, to get into the whole speaking, not just virtually, but actually in front of people, live people. It's scary. Got to do a lot of tapping on that. But these are really the 2 things, and just my programs, my mindset programs that I just released recently. I'm going to do an actual official launch beginning of next year. So these are really the 3 things that I'm super excited about.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on all that. And where's the best place for people to find you?
My website, I mean, it's going to be under construction next weekend. So Thanksgiving weekend, I'm going to redo my whole website, but it's ksanders.com. I'm also on Facebook, on Facebook, on LinkedIn and YouTube. If anyone would like to kind of listen to into the EFT videos, I've released a bunch of them. It's under K Sanders Coaching on YouTube. And, but yeah, LinkedIn, Facebook, K Sanders.
Okay, great. And I'll put that in the comments. I'll edit the comments. So that's in the post on Facebook. And wow, that was great. Do you have anything else that that we didn't touch on that you want to, any last words?
Well, I guess the one thing that I would like to leave with or close with is believe that it's possible. Like one of my favorite authors, Wayne Dyer, always says, believe it before you can see it.
Yes.
Then, you can do anything. I mean, like I said, my motto is anything is possible. And even though no matter how challenging your life is, no matter how difficult things are or how stuck you feel, you can find your way out. There's anything is possible if you open yourself up to getting that guidance and being open to changing your life and really stepping into your own purpose, into your own power, your personal power, then anything is possible. So if you are stuck in your life, if you think that, nothing more is possible, believe me, there's a lot more possible for you. So go out there and do it. You deserve it. So I think that's like my last kind of words.
I love it. I love it. That's perfect to end on. Thank you so much for being a guest. I really appreciate it. This is really exciting, great information. And I know that the listeners, viewers are really going to benefit from it. So again, thank you. And I know we'll communicate offline too.
Yes, most definitely. Thanks for having me. It was definitely great.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, shoot. I don't know if I didn't record it. Well, it'll record on Facebook Live.
Okay.
So we'll be fine.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.